Now to a story of love, loss, and resilience. Nearly 2 months after losing her husband, I sat down with Kelly Weeks, the widow of Deputy US Marshal Tommy Weeks. He was one of 4 officers killed in an ambush back in April. I spoke with his wife about how she's finding strength from the community and how she plans to continue Tommy's legacy. Memories of Tommy Weeks fill this home. A home once shared with his wife, Kelly.
He just loved life. His smile was infectious.
The couple got married in the backyard.
He just absolutely, I don't have any other words than adored me. And, you know, I adored him.
They both had 2 children from prior marriages and created a blended family.
He took them in like his own. He just had this kid-like mentality, so they loved, he would be out in the lake playing in the water with them, he'd be tubing with them. So he was the big kid that did all the fun stuff. He just brought a lot of joy to people's lives. I was sitting in my office and one of my coworkers called me and said, "Hey, I live in Charlotte. They just put us on lockdown because there's an active shooter, and they just said a Deputy US Marshal was involved. Is Tommy down here?" And I went, "No, he's at the range in Mooresville." And then I looked at his phone was at that address. This was not a normal crime scene. This was a war zone.
Kelly said 30 minutes later, she received a call that Tommy had been shot.
So I had about a 45-minute drive from Lincolnton to the hospital.
15 minutes after arriving to the hospital, Kelly was told Tommy didn't make it.
Looking around the room at the other deputy marshals that were there and seeing the emotion in their faces, and they're worried about me, and then I'm worried about them. These people are heroes. There's no other word for them. And they're struggling just as much as I am, and they need just as much love and support as I get.
Tommy's absence now leaving a void in Kelly's life.
We went grocery shopping together. We worked out at the gym together. Every fabric of my life involved him.
When deciding if the funeral would be broadcast and if she would speak, Kelly says she went back and forth.
And then I decided that it was the only way I could truly get a message out. But before this tragedy, he was already a hero to me and our family. And it was my chance to tell the world who he was.
When you spoke and everyone in the newsroom was like, wow, that is a strong woman.
Everybody talked about how strong I was during the speech. But then if you saw me 2 seconds later when Director Davis handed me the flag, you know, it was full on ugly cry, you know, it was no holding it back. I was so focused on getting through that speech that as soon as it was done and I sat down, it was almost like this flood came over me. Everywhere. You can just see all the stuff that we've gotten.
What sustains Kelly now is the outpouring of love and support she's received from the community.
The outpour from the community, I think also is what really reminds me that people do care. It's about the letters and the cards, and that's what gives me hope. You know, I think our legacy will forever be that making the positive out of negative, turning that around. I don't want his death to bring sadness, because that's not who he was. I tell his daughter all the time, the best way to honor your father is to live your life and live it happily. Kelly says she wants to continue Tommy's legacy with Back the Blue fundraisers and events, as well as a scholarship in Tommy's name. But it was so wonderful to sit down with her. She's such an inspiration, and so I kept telling her, so strong. What
Such a strong woman. I remember watching the live stream of the funeral and everything, and she was just so powerful, and I'm really proud that she's living on his life.
What a positive attitude.
Seriously,
what a
that's what
great
it
man
made.
he was, too.
Yes, he was.
Very nice story right there.
Thank you.